Alright, so what going, bro? What it do, baby?
Fun guy, what's up, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, you already know.
What it do, baby? You know the vibes. And if you don't know, then you shouldn't know. It's not meant for you to be known. You know what I'm saying? So like the video, subscribe, really rocking that like button. Woo! We got another minimalist reaction style video for y'all about 10 things you shouldn't waste your money, your moolah, your guap, your pounds, your peas, your naira, euro, money on. No capping, pretty much. I'm gonna get into it. Straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk, no chaser. Yeah. Let's get into it. I'm just trying to make you start, maximize your income and minimize your expenses. Straight up. Let's get into it.
So today we're going to be talking about things to never waste your money on. These are things that I don't waste my money on, but everybody's different. Everybody's got different situations. I just think that these things can really slow you down on your, your track to getting out of debt or whatever your financial goals are. Also, before we get started, I've never really asked for this before, but if you're subscribed and you want to see more stuff, hit the bell button, because a lot of times, just because you're subscribed, you could still never see a video from me again just because you're subscribed. And also drop a like, helps the algorithm out a lot. Let's get into it. So the first one that I think you should really never spend your money on is buying a new phone or a new gadget, always upgrading. So like an iPhone 11 can cost $1,000, but when you look at that as also the opportunity cost of that might be 1/10 of your down payment for a house, or that might be $1,000 of paying off debt that you're getting charged 20-30% on if you have credit card debt, or just missing out on spending that money on something much more valuable, as opposed to getting something like how I get my phone is either a refurbished one or like a Google Pixel on Amazon for.
I only get a new phone when, like this phone right here, the battery is absolute trash. Within 2 hours, the battery will go from 100% to like 10%, right? So that's why I had to get a new phone. That's the only reason why I got a new phone. And on top of that, I won't get the newest phone. I'll get like maybe 2 or 3 generations as the newest phone from Apple, right? Just so that I'm not spending too much. Like, why would you? I don't know. People get lost in the sauce. They get caught up in the marketing, the hype of the newest phone all the time. I can manage my dad still has a BlackBerry. My dad still has a BlackBerry, fam. So it's whatever, bro. Like, you can use that money towards debt. If you have debt, you should not be trying to buy the newest phone all the time. You should be, get a refurbished one with a warranty or something to that effect.
$180 or something like that. I'm not saying everybody has to get a used phone, you can get new ones, but just don't buy the absolute best. Most of the other phones that are a lot cheaper will do 90% of the same stuff, and you're just paying that extra $500, $800 for something that's like this much better. And that's something that I really don't think is a wise use of money unless you're like, use your phone all the time for work and you need the absolute best camera. But a lot of times when these new phones come up, it's just like a little bit of a better camera or a little bit faster, or you can wave your hand in front of it. It's like stuff that you really shouldn't be paying an extra $500 or $1,000 for, just to get a little bit better camera that you're never really gonna use unless you're a professional photographer or something. The next one is going to be memberships. So this can be a lot of different things. A lot of people, especially around New Year's, you're probably going to get a gym membership, start going to the gym, or you have one for last year that you just totally forgot about when you go to sign up. They're like, you already have a gym membership here, sir. And you're like, well, I totally forgot because I haven't been to the gym in a year. So unless you're actually going to use it, I would suggest not getting a gym membership. Maybe working out at home, or if you are going to use it, it's okay to spend a little bit more if that incentivizes you. Like, hey, I'm spending $70 a month.
At-home workouts are definitely a must. Honestly, I do feel like gym memberships can be good because it actually forces you to work out. Sometimes when you're at home, it's too comfortable, it's too too easy. Unless your building or wherever you are has a workout space, then yeah, sure. But I still would consider getting a gym membership if need be. But if you are committed and you can actually hold yourself accountable, then at-home workouts definitely save you money and transportation, and not only the gym membership, but also the gas and time to go to the gym and come back. So if you can hold yourself accountable to do at-home workouts on a regular basis, definitely a must-have. I'll probably link below a program, at-home workout, they can definitely use in the description of this video, so check that out.
I better go to the gym or I'm wasting that. Just make sure that you're not going months without going to the gym. You got this membership that is costing you $50 every time you walk through the door because you hardly go. And it can also be other types of memberships, like if you have a Spotify, Hulu, Netflix, like you have all these subscriptions, maybe you don't use them, or you have an Amazon subscription and you ship things 3 times a year. You're probably better off just paying $10 for shipping and saving that $120 throughout the year, unless you use it all the time. So just kind of going through all your memberships and deciding if you need every single streaming service, or if you can get by with one streaming, one this, and maybe a free one on some other things. And they try to rope you in with the free first month or whatever. Just be careful, because those can really add up, and they do get you every single month. It might not seem like a lot, but when it adds up to hundreds or thousands of dollars at the end of the year, when you have all these things getting together, that can really suck your money pretty quickly. The next one's going to be a pasta machine. So this is not really just talking about pasta. It's really any type of thing that you're probably going to get for Christmas or whenever you get it. It's something that you use once it's a year, maybe it's a bread maker, and you made bread, you got into it for a week, and then it's been sitting in your closet forever. So like before you go out and you spend $300, like, oh, I'm gonna get 11-cent loaves of bread because I'm doing it.
I'm not sure about the pasta thing, but the idea of like getting gifts. I wanted to include this before I forget. For me personally, don't get me a gift. Don't get me a gift. Just help me pay my bill. Give me the money and let me pay my phone bill for the month. Let me pay my rent for the month. Let me pay my hydro bill for the month. I don't need stuff, bro. I don't need that shit. Just give me, for my birthday, for my Christmas gift, give me money and let me use that for all my expenses. Because the bills, every single month, the bills are coming. And I need the money to pay for those bills.
Fuck school! Fuck all this bullshit! What the fuck? What the fuck?
So I don't pay late fees and cancellation fees and stuff like that. Don't get me a gift. Give me the money as gift and let me use it for my bills. No cap.
Well, unless you use it a lot, then you're really just getting like 5 loaves of bread that cost $30 each or something stupid like that. So just make sure that if you're, gonna buy like a pasta maker or an apple core or a bread maker, and it's gonna sit around the whole year, it's gonna clog up your kitchen, and it's gonna make those meals really expensive because you don't use it that often. If you use it all the time, that's absolutely awesome, and that's a good way. Like a bread machine can be really cool. But if you hardly ever use it, or you don't think you're ever going to use it, just consider it for a while before you go out and spend hundreds of dollars on something that you're only going to use probably a few times. That's what most people do with all those things. The next one is clothing. So this actually goes a few different ways here. So you don't really want to get caught up in the new clothing trends and buying name brands, so that you feel part of the in crowd. So your Nike be unique, but be part of this. Be this part of unique. I think it's better to get stuff that's kind of on sale, but also having a more minimalist approach, where if you are going to get those, you have 3 pairs of jeans that you absolutely love, instead of like a cycle where shopping is a hobby, because that's a very expensive hobby. So if you have 3 that you pay $50 for a pair of jeans, and you have 3 of them and you absolutely love them, like that, I think that's fine, because you always have your favorite thing. But if you have 10 other pair of pants and you just keep buying more and more and more as a thing, and they stock up and you keep throwing them out, I think it's better to just be very minimalistic about how you shop, and especially those name brand things can really add up. If
like my dad, he has at least 30, I'd say almost 30 different pairs of dress shirts. Like, I get it, and it's cool to have like, but how often are you actually gonna be using all this? Unless you're very like constantly in like the corporate world. That's kind of in the corporate world, but like, I guess you just get shirts just for the fun of it, and that's, some people have a habit of just getting new stuff. Like, I only buy new socks when it's broken. I only get new pants. I got 2 pairs of pants I usually use. When one breaks, then I buy a new one. Simple.
You're buying a lot of clothes. I just be careful about spending a lot of money, especially if it's a habit for you. That's a trap a lot of people fall into. It's like a de-stressing thing to do, is to go out and spend $300 on a weekend in clothes, and then you do that every month or every few months, and next thing you know, you spent $3,000. It's like half a car you just spent on clothes, and half of them you never wear. So that can really get out of hand quickly. So I would just be careful about that. The next one is going to be health products. So this can be a lot of different things. There's so many scams out there. Be very careful. So I've fallen into quite a few of them over the years, especially when you start working out. If you start going to that gym, you got that gym membership, and then you're like, start seeing ads because you watch one fitness guy on YouTube, and next thing you know, you've got like every single video you're getting like fitness ads, and then you start following somebody and he's trying to hawk his products and his t-shirts and everything else, and koalas and whatever. And it can get very expensive if you start to fall down that rabbit hole of, I need protein, like that'll get me in shape, and then I need creatine because I need that, I need that before my workout, and then I'll have a little bit after, and then I got a pre-workout and a post-workout, and then I got a multivitamin, and then I'm having it over here, and then I'm eating this like meal replacement supplement over here. And next thing you know, you got like $30 a day that you're spending on like these supplements, where a lot of the times it might give you like a 5% better, but a lot of times if you're having like healthy food and you're eating like fruits and vegetables and meat and it's just like normal things, and you're cooking at home, you're eating healthily, you don't need all that stuff unless you're like a bodybuilder. And a lot of these bodybuilders, they're hawking, or YouTube personalities, they go to the gym all the time. Everything is dialed in, and they're saying it's this protein powder that's making me like this. Like, no, it's either steroids or it's because you're more focused than anybody else, because that is your full-time job, is to look good so you can sell crap. So just be careful that you're not getting hooked into that, because I've done that before. It got really expensive really quickly, and a lot of times it really doesn't make a difference. Like, I'd say like 80% of getting in shape is eating right, whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight. You just need to eat right and then work out a little bit, and that can really transform everything. You don't need all these different side things. You don't need all these multivitamins that cost like multiple dollars a day per pill and things like that if you're eating healthily. So I think it just comes down to eating in, eating cheap, and you can look pretty good, and get a cheap gym membership or whatever, but you don't really need all that other stuff. So the next thing is kind of like bad habits. So this can be cigarettes, it can be alcohol, it can be any type of thing that you're doing all the time. It's not really good for you, and it costs
Addictions are expensive. Like coffee, $5 a day. in a month. That's a decent amount of money, especially because I talk about weed, right? An ounce of weed. Some people finish it in a weekend or in a week, right? Depending on how your tolerance, because the higher your tolerance for weed, the more you need to get high, and the more you need to get high for a longer period of time. Once your tolerance increases, your high doesn't last longer than 30 minutes, and you also need more weed, more THC to actually feel the effect. So that's something to think about. Quit marijuana program is in the description. Just saying.
A lot of money. So I spoke to a guy a couple months ago, I think it was, and he calculated that he had smoked away over the past 10 years about $30,000 because you get that like pack a day at $7 or $10 or I don't know how much cigarettes cost. But then you just add that up over time, and then you're not only that $30,000 that he smoked away from doing multiple packs a day or whatever it was, but then you're also missing out on investing that over 10 years and turning that into $50,000 or a property that's going to make you $1,000 a month, or like all this stuff that you're missing out on because you're wasting money on stuff that's going to kill you and cause health problems down the road. So not even factoring in all that, these things can really slow you down. It's also like going out to getting drinks or something like that can be really expensive. When you spend $100 every Friday night getting 10 drinks or whatever, that can really add up. So just be careful about things that are bad for you and they're also really expensive. This can also be your daily cup of coffee, where if you're going to Starbucks and spending $3 on a cup of coffee or $5 or whatever, or you're making it at home for $1 or 50 cents or 11 cents, like depending on what type of coffee you're having. So it just gets it can get very out of hand quickly, especially with more expensive things like cigarettes or lottery tickets or any of those bad habits that are going to be bad for you long term and can really slow you down short term. Having the wrong mutual fund or having a financial advisor can cost you a lot of money. So it's much better to go with like, if you go with like a Vanguard, like BTSAX, just like a basic, covers the entire stock market. It's almost like 0% that you're paying, as opposed to going with some of the other mutual funds or a financial advisor where they're going to charge you a few percent of your money. So it's just really can get expensive really quickly when they're taking a lot of money. That really adds up, especially as you start investing more and more, and they're taking a percentage of that, as opposed to just learning a little bit, reading a few books, spending $30 on a book, read that book, watch an 8-minute video, and you can find out all these things that will save you a lot of money when you go to invest, whether you're doing it with real estate, whether you're doing it with the stock market. You can definitely learn it all pretty quickly. You can learn this in a weekend, how to save thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on your investing strategy by avoiding all those all those fees and stuff like that and getting percentages taken away from you. And for the most part, if you're just a normal person, you don't need someone like managing your money for you. It's not like terribly hard. I know I'm a little bit nerdy and I know a lot about this stuff, but if you read like 3 books, you're gonna know as much functional stuff as you really need to know, and you could save yourself tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime by skipping the financial advisor or skipping like the fees or whatever. Then we have gift cards or Groupons. So I think about 20 to 30% of people say that they have a gift card that they have never used or forgot about or whatever, or Groupons will expire. So if you're giving people Groupons or gift cards, or you're getting them, a lot of times you forget about them, you lose them, you don't use them all. Or if you do get a gift card and it's for $10, you go to the store, probably gonna spend more money than it's on the gift card.
Just give me money. Just give me money. Don't give me a gift card. Give me money. Unless you newly know the person and you know that they'll definitely use this shit. Like you know them in and out. Like a Netflix gift card. They have Netflix? Sure. A Starbucks gift card? Sure. An Amazon gift card. And they actually shop on Amazon a lot. Before you give a gift card, and in general, before you get a gift card, I guess you can't really control getting a gift card, but before you give a gift card, know the person's spending habits and where they usually go, so that you don't waste your money. Straight facts, no cap.
You spend $20, it'll end up costing you $10, as if you hadn't got that gift card, then you probably would have never gone to the store and would have never spent that $20. So just being careful with those, or a lot of times if like a gift card or a Groupon's on sale, you might buy things that you would never normally buy just because, well, it's 30% off. Well, it's actually 70% more than not doing it at all. So it's just being cautious about that, because everybody, especially around the holiday season right now, is trying to get you to buy something. They're going to offer big discounts at the store for not only gift cards, but any type of product. And that can really get expensive when you're like, oh, well, it was 70% off. So I got a 5th jacket that I love and I'm probably going to wear 8 times this year. And it was only $30 as opposed to $100. So that's really good. It's like, well, is it though? Did you really need that? Is that just going to clutter up your life and whatever?
As y'all can see, less is definitely more. You don't need all that workout gear, all the supplements. Just eat well, get your proteins in, do some fasting, actually exercise, and don't be sedentary. One of the things that people often do is like a quick hack is some people are sedentary, they don't work out at all. Some people are actively sedentary, means they work out for an hour or 2, and then the rest of the day they're sitting. And then you want to actually implement movement into your day. You actually work out the hour or 2 hours, but then every hour, hour and a half or so, you go for like a 5-minute walk. You go up the stairs in your building for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and then you come back and sit down. But implement movement throughout your day, and you can actually limit the amount of time you need to be in the gym. Minimalist approach to health and fitness. But yo, God bless, much love, peace and joy. Namaste. Always remember, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and too much of any good thing is good for nothing. Alright, bro. Deuces.